It's not a lot. Oh wait, no, I said is that. I meant it as if you were saying a lot. All right, let's get
What?
it. Let's get it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Al Pacino's Prison Scene, our podcast where we talk about movies that objectively have no deeper meaning. My name is Thomas, and with me is my co-host, whose name is Jake.
Dream, 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 dream. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the other words.
I think I do, but I don't right now.
Dream, 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 dream.
Sorry, I had a little lump in my throat. There was a locket in my pocket. I had to cough it out. We are talking about the adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D, except I watched it on Netflix, so it's no longer in 3D, but that's the title of the movie, so you have to say in 3D.
Wait, but when we're releasing this, the new ones come out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is coming right after the release of the new one, which is not The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl 2, but rather We Can Be Heroes?
Because it's not a sequel to Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Wait, so why do I keep saying that then?
I don't know. I mean, they're in the movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's not really a sequel.
Okay. All right. As long as I'm not making things up.
Well,
you're
not
always,
entirely. You're
not
always
entirely.
making things up.
No. Not.
But
it's always partly true.
That's what we're here to talk about today: The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl, which is, I think,
Adventures of Lavaboy and Sharkgirl,
the fourth children's movie that Robert Rodriguez directed, following the three Spy Kids movies.
Because this is a Rodriguez family production. Are the Spy Kids a Rodriguez family production?
I don't think so. But I think what Jake is referring to is that this movie was partially written by his 6-year-old son, who actually plays the young Shark Boy in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Racer Rodriguez or something like that.
I didn't know that. Wait, his name is Racer?
That's what he's credited as. I don't know if that's his real name, but I feel like it probably is, because Robert Rodriguez seems like a radical dude, and all their names have to start with the letter R.
Rodriguez
for alliterative
family
purposes.
Production. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't give me anything.
But if you're not familiar with Robert Rodriguez, look him up. You've definitely seen some, if not half, of his movies. And I definitely think that we could do a full month of just Robert Rodriguez movies.
He does not look like a Robert Rodriguez.
So if you like this episode and want us to do that, let us know.
Make sure PacinoPodcast@gmail.com and at PacinoPod on Twitter, baby.
One of these days you'll remember perfectly.
I said that right.
I know, but you had to think about it.
Oh, okay.
Think about it.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, is thinking about it. So,
but I guess I'll go into the recap. I should be able to do a good job, because
why is he wearing
I watched
a cowboy hat?
Because he's a cowboy.
He kind of looks like Tarantino.
He's best friends with Quentin Tarantino.
I know, but he just kind of looks like Tarantino. Which I watched Little Nicky. Did you see that the Snapchat? Was that Tarantino?
I think so, yeah.
So Tarantino is in Little Nicky. Released the Sandler cut. It's a very underrated and super unknown Adam Sandler movie with Harvey Keitel, where he...
I thought you were about to say Harvey Weinstein.
No. Where he is basically the devil's son, but also... Well, actually, I won't say that part. He's the devil's son, and basically, every 10,000 years, the rain is changed to like the next generation.
Or like REIGN.
Where it's changed, and so it's passed down to an heir. Well, Harvey Keitel's
heir
character,
as in HEIR.
Yes.
Okay.
His 10,000 years is up, but he's like, I'm gonna keep doing it, and so two of his sons escape and start causing chaos on Earth, and then Adam Sandler, who is Little Nicky, who kind of talks like this, goes to Earth to try and save or to bring them back to hell. I forgot where I was going with that, but Quentin Tarantino is in it, and he's like an old. He's who's the guy from Friday the 13th?
Who's the guy?
The
Jason?
guy. No.
Ralph.
The crazy guy.
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. He's the Ralph of Little Nicky.
But as we established in our episode on Friday the 13th, Ralph
He's
is
right.
really Jason.
Oh,
Is really Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yes.
So Quentin Tarantino is Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yes.
confirmed.
Which means that Adam Sandler is Christopher Nolan.
Okay, I don't know how you got that, but we'll just leave that there. And I'm going to give you a recap of the Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl
In 3D.
in 3D. So the movie opens with a quote.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Okay.
So do we have to say Sharkboy, The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl are in 3D? But I watched it on Netflix, so it's not 3D. But that's the title of the movie, so I have to say 3D. Do I say that every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that you asked, so now we have to. It's the law. That's
Alright,
that's
so-
the code of Hammurabi. That was the 13th law.
Hammurabi, you mean?
Yeah, that was the 13th law that they got rid of.
Oh, so it's not. So we don't have to do that then.
No, we do because we know.
Oh, so if you know the 13th law, then you have
Yes.
to follow it.
Yes.
So it's not that they got rid of it. It's just
It's
that
just
it's like in the forbidden book
It's like
section.
it's like the
of the
secret
library.
menu of Hammurabi's code.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, hit the recap for the Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D. But we watched it on Netflix, so we can't say 3D, but we still say 3D because in the title.
Yeah. So the movie opens with a quote from one of the characters in the movie, which is a little pretentious, if you ask me. It's not a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt or whoever said America's hot and dirty and fast or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking
Already a bad movie.
about. But the quote is, everything that is or was began with a dream, from Lavagirl. And then, for some reason, we have that quote, and then we start talking about Sharkboy. Sharkboy was this boy who had a dad, and his dad got lost away, and the sharks were like, "We'll raise you, boy." So he became a shark boy. And then this kid was like fishing one day and caught Sharkboy. He's like, "Hey, Sharkboy, you can be my friend." Sharkboy's like, "Okay." So then Lava Girl shows up because she's glowing.
And Sharkboy is in Max's bathroom, just floating
Yes,
in the shower.
And she's like, "Hey, will you be my friend too?" And he's like, "Okay, your name's Lava Girl." Until she smiled. And then she was like, "Come with us." And he was like, "I can't. I got to go to school." And they're like, "Okay." And then they left. And then so the next day he's at school and his teacher is George Lopez.
Mr. Electricidad, not Mr. E, not Mr. Electric.
Or Mr. Electric. But yeah, it's George Lopez. And he's like, "Hey, Max, make some friends. And Linus, stop being a meanie." So then Linus keeps being a meanie and takes Max's dream journal. And then
Linus.
And then Max goes to sleep and he wakes up and Sharkboy and Lava Girl are like, "Wake up, but stay dreaming." So he wakes up and they eat all his cookies. And the mom's like, "Why'd you eat all the cookies?" And Max like, "Wasn't me, it was Sharkboy and Lava Girl." And then the mom's like, "But they're not real." And the dad's like, "Yes, they are." And then the dad eats a burnt cookie. But
Pretty sure that mom hits the dad too.
More on that later, probably. Oh, okay. So then Max goes to sleep, or he didn't go to sleep yet. He's like, "Sharkboy and Lava Girl aren't real." But then he's like, "Yes, they are." And then he goes to sleep. And then he's like, "Man, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. I hope a bunch of bad stuff happens." So then he
And
wakes
it does.
up and he lives across from the school. So he goes across the street to school. And then Linus is like, "I still have your book." And he's like, "Give me back my book." And then George Lopez is like, "Stop being rude, guys." And then Sharkboy and Lava Girl come in. They're like, "Hey, Max, come with us." And he's like, "Okay. I can't. I gotta go to school." And they're like, "Nope, you come with us." And then they put on their 3D glasses. Which did you have a set of those glasses?
No,
'Cause I
but
think I did.
I really wanted a pair.
I think I
But
had the
also,
Sharkboy glasses.
looking back at them now, they're just so bad.
Man, they look really dumb. But they put on their 3D glasses. I guess they're supposed to be safety goggles, but we know they were 3D glasses because this
Yeah.
is Sharkboy. This is the Adventures of Sharkboy and Lava Girl in 3D. But we watched it on Netflix.
But
so it's not
okay,
really
here's
3D.
the question. You know what? Keep going. Oh, well.
Okay, so then they go to Planet Drool, and on Planet Drool, it's like fun time for kids forever. But then Mr. Electric, is that what the ball
Not
guy?
Mr. E, not Mr. Electricidad, not Mr. Electric.
Is Mr. Electric the name of the ball guy? Ball.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't make sure I was getting that right. But he's like taking over, and it's like, "Ha, kids are always having fun, so they can't go to sleep." So then Sharkboy and Lava Girl and Max are like, "We'll save you," and they save all the kids. But then they have to fight Mr. Electric, I think.
And they lose.
And Mr. Electric is like, "You guys suck," and because Max can't dream yet. So then they're like, Sharkboy and Lava Girl are like, "Max, you got to dream." And he's like, "Aw."
And then Sharkboy goes, "Dream,
No, not
dream."
yet.
Oh,
Later. And then they go to the dream graveyard where they have Tobor, and Tobor's like, "Man, my eyeballs will fly you to the next place." And they're like, "Okay." So they fly his eyeballs to the next place, which is a train of thought. But then Max crashes a train of thought, or no, he wrecks it. Excuse me. Max wrecks his train of thought, and then they go to the chocolate candy land, and that's when Shark Boy says, and
Oh! Close your eyes, shut your mouth, dream a dream to get us out. Dream,
dream, dream,
dream,
dream,
dream,
dream,
dream,
dream,
dream, dream.
dream. Okay,
Hit
now
the hay, fast
yeah.
asleep. Dream a dream, you little bleep. Dream, 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 dream. Just
And
relax, lay about, or my fist will put you out. Dream, 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 dream. Take your time, but beware, there is darkness in the air. Dream, 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 dream. Okay, last one. Don't despair, spit right up. Glass of water, here's a cup. Dream, 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 dream.
when he does the cup, he throws the water at the screen because this is Shark Boy. This is the Adventures of Shark Boy and Lavagirl in 3D. But since we watched it on Netflix, it wasn't really in 3D, so he just threw water at nothing.
But we still have to say 3D because it's part of the title.
Yes. And then Max goes to sleep, but then he starts having nightmares or something. So then Lava Girl's like, "Stop that racket! You're giving him nightmares." So then they try to get out of there, but he forgot to dream of gas. So Fudge comes out of the back of the shark cycle or whatever it was, shark bike, and then they're like, banana split boat going down the stream of consciousness."
And there's a cookie.
I think I already went past that and didn't mention it.
Oh.
But yeah, there's giant versions of his parents, and they eat a cookie, and then they get happy.
Think about that.
But what is the cookie a metaphor for?
Something we're not allowed to talk about.
Okay. So they go to get the
this
heart
is
of
not-
something. I was going to say heart of darkness, but that's
That's
something
not
else entirely
right.
from something, but I can't remember
The
what.
frozen heart? What is it? What
I
is
don't
it?
know. They're going into the unknown to get the heart.
Into the unknown.
But so they got to go to the castle, and then Lava Girl's like, "But I'll melt it." And they're like, "No, just go to sleep." So she's like, "Okay." She goes to sleep. But then Mr. Electric's like, "I got my doggies. I'm going to get you." And then they're like, "No, don't get us." So then they go in the castle and they get
it's just called the Crystal Heart.
Oh. So then they go in the castle and get the crystal heart. And then Marissa from his class is like, "I'm the ice princess. Here you go. You can have it. Dad, stop being mean to me." So then she gives it to him. And then Max and Sharkboy and Lava Girl leave. And then Lava Girl's frozen somehow.
Because this is frozen.
Okay. And, I lost my train of thought. It wrecked.
Hey.
So
Heart.
then he Max tries to use it, and Lava Girl's like, "You idiot! Only the Ice Princess can use it." And then they're like, "Uh-oh." So then Linus shows up, and he's like, "Gotcha! Haha! Gotcha!"
Haha.
And they can't
Electric eels.
and then they can't use their powers. But then the Lalas come in and make Sharkboy angry, so he eats the cage, and then they get out. But then Mr. Electric is like, "Now I'm going to get you with my electric eels." And Sharkboy's like, "I can't fight my instincts." And he goes down and he dies. But then Lava Girl's like, "I'll save him because he's my best friend."
And then she dies.
Yeah, and then she dies. And then Sharkboy comes back to life and is like, "I'll save her," because he didn't say why he was saving her. So then he goes to the lava thing, the volcano. That's what it's called.
And then he dies again.
Does he?
No.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I feel like he probably should have, but
Yes,
he
he
didn't.
definitely should. Because
And
he even
then-
says, he's like, "I'm going to die."
And then Max is like, "I'm a dreamer boy, so I can run really fast." And so he runs up the volcano and he's like, "I'm going to go the other way." So then he goes to Linus and he's like, "Linus, we should be friends." And Linus is like, "Okay." So then they're friends. And Mr. Electric is like, "Screw you guys." I almost said a bad word. "Screw you guys. I'm going to go kill you in real life." And Max is like, "I've been asleep this whole time." And they're like, "No, Max, you've been dreaming." So then
Not asleep.
and he goes back to real life.
Because he's the daydreamer.
Right. He is the daydreamer. And he goes back to real life, and Linus is like, "I can take Mr. Electric," and then he gets zapped on the booty. Actually, he gets zapped on Max's dream journal, but Max is like, "I don't need this anymore. I'll have more dreams in the future." And then he gives Marissa the ice heart thing.
Crystal Heart.
Yes. And so apparently it was all
Did her
real.
hair change? Wait, did her hair change color in the film? I could have
Maybe.
sworn it was like brown at the beginning and then it's blonde at the end.
Maybe that's what it does to you.
Oh.
So then she goes out and freezes Mr. Electric, and he goes, "Oh!" And then Max's parents are like, "We love each other, yay!" And Max is like, "This is what happened. Happy ending." And that was The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D. But we watched it on Netflix, so it's not 3D. But we still have to say 3D because it's the title of the movie.
So honestly, Thomas, okay. So when I was watching the movie, I was like, dude, this is such a good movie. But then after that recap, I don't know anymore.
I think it is. All right, so apparently this movie bombed super hard when it came out. Like it was like critically panned, and it barely made its budget back
I think
worldwide.
it has a 5 out of 10 on
Yeah, it's a
IMDb.
failing grade.
Yes, it is.
So evidently people did not like this movie when it came out. However, so I actually watched it twice for this podcast because I watched it over a week ago, but then I had to do all my school stuff, and for that school stuff, I wrote a paper on Shorts, which is another Robert Rodriguez movie. So I needed to rewatch this so that I was making sure I was talking about the right Robert Rodriguez movie. So I did, and I'm glad I did because I picked up on a few things that I didn't the first time. But I think this movie has a whole lot going on that people don't really pick up on.
I think I agree with you.
But before I get into that, I want to say that I feel like on the surface, it seems like the deeper meaning of this movie is the same as Step Brothers.
Yes, I was gonna
I
say
better
that.
at than I always say, which was "Don't lose your dinosaur."
Right.
But I think it has more in common with The Matrix than it does with that movie.
Interesting. Okay. I when I first watched this, I forgot what day I watched this, but when I first watched this, I had a definitive like thing to say that was my meaning, but I forgot what that was. So hopefully by the end of this podcast, I'll remember. So I don't have anything to
You didn't write
say.
it down,
No, I forgot. Well, I thought I did, but
Jake.
I don't see it on here.
Okay, well, I'm not.
Okay, more. I actually have a lot of questions really about things that are like, okay, what does this mean? Because I couldn't think about it when I wrote it down.
All right, well, before you ask your questions, I have a question for you.
Okay.
At the beginning of the movie, when Max is running away from Linus with his dream journal, why did he run to the playground and not just run across the street to his house?
Cinema.
Because I'd like that it watching this back so recently back to back, I was like, wait a minute. He lives across the street.
Well,
Why did he
and
not just go
this
home?
is why I am asking the question like, is this a good movie? Because there are a few things that are like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, well, okay. So something I would say to that is, so in the opening montage, uh, when he comes in to sneak in Shark Boy, his parents are like fighting,
Yeah.
which like the whole, so like psychologically that totally makes sense because the whole, like one of the whole things with like get the attention if you don't get the attention you'll need, you might look for it somewhere else. And creating this dream journal, like with Sharkboy and Lavagirl, and making these characters, it would totally be, a symptom of that lack of attention. So it's possible that like Max didn't run home because he didn't want to. He would have rather deal with Minus than or Linus than with his parents.
I could see that. That makes sense.
But I don't think that there's an actual explanation. I don't think there's one besides that. I think that that's the only logical explanation.
Well, filmically, I think it's cool because it like makes the playground like this action set piece of a film, and because it's like the protagonist is a child, I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
Well, and there's definitely some good cinematography there for sure.
But I'm gonna piggyback off of what you were just talking about because I wrote down Max uses his imagination and the characters of Sharkboy and Lava Girl to distract himself from the woes of everyday life, such as his parents arguing and potentially getting a divorce.
Yeah, and that's totally like something.
But by the end of the movie, it goes way beyond that. And I don't know if you picked up on this.
Well, midway. So, and this is one of those things where like it's kind of a question, but like, why are his parents the giants? Who then, after having a simple, what do they do? They like
They eat the cookie.
Is that what it is? They eat the cookie and then all of a sudden they're just super happy. And then they walk away like la da da da. And I think it's more of like a subconscious. So like dreams are already like you can't unless they're lucid dreams, you can't control your dreams. So I feel like this is something a bit like subconscious already.
Well, you derailed what I was going to say, but I'm going to pick back up on the tracks.
Oh, sorry.
But those giants. First, I'm going to address what you just said. Those giants, I think, are just his idealized version of his parents,
And
and
that
it
yeah,
doesn't
that's
it doesn't really matter that they're giant, other than the fact that they're bigger than him.
yeah.
But he wants them to be happy.
Yeah.
But I think that Shark Boy and Lava Girl work as doubles for his parents. very clearly. Uh,
Okay, okay.
Largely because if and like this is what I was saying, you might not have picked this up, but like once you like think about it, it's like obvious
Think about it.
because there's his mom tells him when he goes to school before all the bad stuff happens. His mom
Yeah.
says, you and me and your dad just aren't compatible," something like that. And then later,
Okay. Lava
Lava Girl
Girl
says
says
that about
that.
Shark Boy.
Okay.
Immediately following, Shark Boy puts the water out on her hair, showcasing that they are in fact compatible, even though they are
Well,
supposed
I
to be
like the
opposites.
quote unquote incompat. Like we love using those like words that are like I
The
don't know what
same
it's
word but
called.
different, the
Yeah. So
opposite.
their incompatibility breeds compatibility.
Right. So
Opposites
so
attract, baby.
so the mom. But what's interesting about Shark Boy and Lava, because I definitely think they do fulfill the roles of his parents. But what's interesting is, I would say that Shark Boy and Lava Girl, their gender roles are flipped in regard to his parents. Because I would say his dad is the more like soft and caring one, and the mom is the more authoritative, kind of like on the edge one.
Yeah.
But for Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I would say the
It's the
opposite is
opposite.
true. Yeah.
So that's very interesting because I actually wrote that they are doubles for Max.
Okay.
And so what I wrote is like not only are dreams manifested in this film, but so are like insecurities, which the year that the classic saying, "Nightmares are dreams too." Oh, I'm emo or whatever. Um, but I took it kind of more like their personalities. So Shark Boy is like he's angry, and wants to be important, which I think is definitely something that Max struggles with for sure. Maybe implicitly, but definitely. And then Lava Girl like wants to find her place, which I think those are super implicit. I think what you're saying is more apparent than what I'm saying, but I also think what I'm saying is definitely there, just not as concrete as what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, no, I definitely think this movie has a ton of layers to it, which is like I was watching it and I definitely think as far as people our age, I think this movie is overrated. Because I think a lot most people our age because
So in the same sense, it's like Shrek.
you were also born into well, no, I do not think Shrek is overrated.
I just I
Shrek
just
is very
mean
correctly rated.
I just mean in the
It's the
sense.
best movie ever made.
No, I well
Hashtag
we've
Shrektober
hashtag Shrek.
forever.
We've already discussed if anybody needs to watch a movie, it's this movie
Shrek.
or it's Shrek. But what I mean by that is that like it has become just kind of the cesspool for memes and like
Well, not that exactly, but like I feel like for some reason this movie because you were born in 2000, right?
99.
Okay, well I was born whatever same year. I was born in 2000. He was born in 99.
I'm a hare and you're a dragon, so it's different.
What? Oh, rabbit. I thought you meant like a strand of hair.
No, a hare.
Better out than I
HARE.
always say. Sorry, Dad. That don't worry about that, other listeners. Um, but I think because like I think for some reason this movie is like when you say Shark Boy and Lava Girl, people our age or around our age are like, yeah, Shark Boy and Lava
Well, I
Girl,
mean, this came out in what, like 2006,
2005.
2005. I mean,
Because
this
like
is
Shark, but then you have Robert Rodriguez' other movies. There's three Spy Kids movies. It's been a while since I've seen them. I think those hold up,
they
100%.
absolutely do. Well, and their animation doesn't, but like them as a film in its entirety, yes, they do.
So that was 2001, 2002, 2003, I believe. Then he made this movie. He made other movies for adults, but I'm strictly talking about the children's movies here.
Yeah.
He made those movies. He made this movie. Then he made shorts, which I think is severely underrated. As of recording this, it is also on Netflix. Go check it out if you've never seen it. I love that movie. It's probably not very good, but that's my favorite of his films. And then he made Spy Kids 4, and now, as we said earlier in the film, he's making what did you just look
Sir,
up?
I looked up shorts.
Look up Shorts 2009.
Okay.
He made the fourth Spy Kids movie, which is not as good.
What's got Joel McHale in it?
And
So.
then he's making this We Can Be Heroes movie.
Oh, okay. I think I had just seen something about this. Which, holy crap! Look, that's the same as the Ice King. Look at that.
What?
That guy right there.
What do you mean the ice? Oh, the Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, probably reused animation. It's cheaper to do it that way. But
Oh, yo, is this the one?
what are
Yo.
you talking about?
Oh, this is the one where he wishes for the Reese's or Butterfingers or whatever it
No,
is.
he wishes for an unlimited supply of
And they
chocolate
just
bars.
start coming out of his pants.
Yeah.
Yo, this is Robert
Yeah.
Rodriguez?
That's what I'm saying. I love that movie.
All right, this is going in the fishbowl.
But well, I just wrote a philosophy paper on that movie, so
Specifically, or was it like?
yes, I wrote it.
Well, no, I mean, was the prompt about shorts?
No, it was like we had to relate. All right, this is getting distracted from Sharkboy and Lavagirl, but welcome to our podcast. This is what we do. No, the prompt. There was a number of prompts, and I didn't like any of them. But one of
Okay.
them was like, choose a thing of pop culture and write about one of the philosophers.
Okay.
And when I was reading about Eric Fromm's theory of abstractification, I was like, this is just shorts.
Whatever that means.
And then when I saw that prompt, I was like, well, I'm writing my paper on shorts and how it relates to Eric Fromm's theory of abstractification.
Well, see, and this is kind
So
of
all you Shaggy Goose boys, if you want to read my philosophy paper,
let us know.
I'll tweet it out if you want to.
Pachinopodcast@gmail.com.
But 5 people have to either send an email or send us a tweet.
For you to send it out?
Yeah, I have at least 5 people because I know people are listening. That's what the numbers tell me. Maybe there's just a bunch of Russian bots, but I believe that we have real listeners. So if you want to read my paper, 5 people have to prove us you're real.
Well, and this is how my paper for script analysis went. Is I did chat room, which is obviously about like suicide awareness, but I wrote about like nihilism and absurdism and like the over prevalence of those messages in society and like how people say they want to do something and they never do.
Okay, I don't even remember what I was talking about. But back to the Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D, but we watched it on Netflix, so it's not really in 3D, but we still have to say 3D because it's in the title. There's a lot of one of our favorite words on this podcast. There's a lot of dichotomy. In this
today
movie.
is daily Al Pacino day of the word. Today is
dichotomy. Always and forever. So like obviously
forever.
You have the 2 parents who are like, what? And you got Sharkboy and Lavagirl who are that same noise. I'm not going to do it again because I don't think I can.
No, they're backwards. They're so you what? They're whoa.
Yeah, but it's like the same dichotomy, just flipped.
Oh, okay.
But then you also have George Lopez. And the reason I say George Lopez and not Mr. Electricidad is because George Lopez
not Mr. E, not Mr.
plays
Electric.
4 characters in this movie.
What?
Exactly. You didn't know that. See, I got good ears, buddy. My ears are always listening. Although they weren't listening when I watched it over a week ago because I didn't realize this. So obviously he's the teacher, Mr. Electricidad.
Yeah.
And then
Mr.
he's
Electric.
Mr. Electric. Correct.
Wait, let me guess. There's only like 4 speaking characters. Never mind. I don't.
All right. And he also voices Tobor.
Whoa!
Which is the robot that
I was gonna ask you who voiced that.
It was the robot that Max creates, and then he also voices the Ice Princess's father, which is like the Ice Guardian.
The one that's like this?
Yeah. So here's what I think about that. Well,
think about it.
all right, well, hold on. I need to back up a bit because this requires a theory.
Okay,
that I forgot to mention.
Can I talk about Mr. Electric and Mr. Electricidad right quick?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. You go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Let me say my thing because then you can say whatever you're about to say because that'll probably fold into that.
Yeah.
So at some point, Max says, "Oh shit." There's a lot of notes here, and they're very
on,
disorganized,
like scrap paper too.
No, it's on the back of a script.
That's even worse.
So I'm not going to try to find it. At some point, Max says something like, someone else is dreaming here. And then it cuts to Linus.
Yeah.
So it's implied that Linus is the other person dreaming. And when we go back to the real world...
Oh, are you going to say it's Mr. Electricidad?
No.
Oh, okay.
So when we go back to the real world, Linus is asleep. So that seems to take place. That seems to be true.
Okay.
But I think there's a third dreamer also. And that is Marissa. Yeah, the daughter.
For sure.
Because
she says like when they come back in the real world after he wakes up at the end, Max hands her the crystal heart and she's like, "How do you know about this?" And Max is like, "In my dream."
Well, even before that, when they first come back and all the characters are like, Barf Boy and Vomit Girl, and like they're doing all their different versions.
Yeah.
She says Ice Girl and Dream Boy, which in the dream world is her and Max.
Yes.
So first of all, I'm gonna say I don't think Max would have dream powers if she didn't say that. Which that might be too far for anybody.
Whoa. Nope. Don't say that. Backtrack. You
What?
just messed my brain up real
Nope.
bad.
So there's that, and then she's Ice Princess in the thing. But back to George Lopez. So George Lopez is obviously her father,
Yeah.
and
Which,
he's
well, I actually, so I didn't remember that
I did
until like I watched it again, and then I was like, oh,
because I knew, and then I knew that Electricidad, but Electricidad is not the Ice Princess's father. So
no.
that's where I think things get interesting. So then you have three different people dreaming, right? Linus, Max, and Marissa.
And
So with that,
possibly Mr. Electricidad.
no. With that comes three different interpretations of Mr. Electricidad. So first off is the most prominent, which is Mr. Electric. So do you want to say what you're going to say about him?
Um, no, because it's a different
Okay.
thing.
So the first is Mr. Electric, which on the first viewing you would assume Max dreamt him up like this,
Yeah.
which would be go along with what is said at the end of the film by Mr. Electricidad. He's like, "You dreamt me up a big bad monster," or whatever he
Yeah.
says, and Max is like, "It just got out of control, man." But I think that Linus dreamt up Mr. Electric, because his dream is to be in control,
Yeah.
and the ultimate control of like a kid, like a fifth grader or however old they are, would be to be in control of like the classroom or your parents.
Well, but hold on now, because in the film, uh, Minus and the Dream World or somebody was like, or it might have been Mr. Electric, because like I used to just be, Planet Jewel's top electrician or whatever,
Yeah.
which means that he existed before, which may mean that Marissa had originally dreamt up Mr. Electric, because Linus only enters the dream world after he steals the dream journal.
So, well, we don't know that for sure, but it would be implied. Yes.
Yes, that was it.
I know. I'm trying to see. I wrote. I don't know where I wrote anything down.
Well, you have
So
this page too.
I know, but it's not on that page. It's on this page. But then you also have Tobor, who I think is primarily Max's interpretation
Mm-hmm.
of Mr. Electric, and what it could be, or Mr. Electricidad. What it could be is that before the movie, his view of Mr. Electric was, or Mr. Electricidad was Mr. Electric. But then after they have the talk at the beginning of the
Yeah,
movie, when he's
except now
like,
with my daughter.
"You're a good kid," and like all that stuff,
Yeah.
now he sees him differently, and that's why he sees him as Tobor, which is this friendly and helpful robot.
So okay, so you're saying that maybe Mr. Electric existed, but then after that conversation, he was manifested differently.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
But initially, I wrote down that maybe Marissa is who dreamt of Mr. Electric, because of how controlling her dad is.
Yeah.
But then I forgot that the Ice Guardian was actually her father in the dream world, and that character is like actually controlling of the Ice Princess. So I think that fulfills how Marissa sees her father.
Okay. Okay. I agree with that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But those are the three versions of him in the dream world and how I think they came to be.
Okay. So I will agree with that, but I would also say, so now that I know that those are all played. So at first I was going to say that maybe it's not so different from what you're saying, but that there's this interesting kind of duality within Mr. Electricity Dad specifically, and then his parents also, because there's this weird like level of like, hey, be creative, but don't be,
Right.
because like, um, Mr. Electricity Dad says like, you gotta stay out of your dreams and like pay attention to the real world.
Oh yeah, hold on. I wrote down the quote somewhere. Dreaming keeps you from seeing what's right in front of you. This isn't a dream, this is the real world.
Yeah.
Which is contrasted with at the end of the movie when Mr. Electric becomes real. Mr. Electricidad is like, I can't believe this. And then Max says, it's right in front of you.
Ooh, I did not catch
Well,
that.
see, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of this movie goes over people's heads because they're just like, at some point in watching the film, they're just like, this is a dumb kid's movie. But there's so many lines that come back and are like repeated word for word that it's
Yeah.
like, freaking Robert, you got me.
Yes, which there are a few quotes.
See,
but-
Robert Rodriguez was thinking in 3D, which is why 3D had to be in the title.
So it's not 3D as in like,
Glasses.
the effects, but 3D as in
Think about
multiple
it.
layer. Yeah.
You got to
Um,
think three dimensionally to understand Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
but yeah, there's an interesting like thing about like people are like, hey, be creative, but don't. I already said that, but yeah. And then his dad too, and his mom in the beginning is like, ha, get those dreams are stupid. Go to school. But yeah, his dad's like, hey, let's build Tobor.
Well, yeah, I wrote that something. I wrote it down too. His mom says, no, his dad said, kids need to dream, and then the mom says kids need to grow up.
Right.
Which
Which
she was referring to the dad at that point, but
yeah,
the oh the dichotomy. Sorry, I was trying to avoid a burp. The dichotomy there is certainly present.
better
Why'd
than
you do that?
what do you mean?
Why'd you do
It's
that?
hot air, baby.
Why'd you do
We're gonna
that?
make a balloon.
Why'd you do that? The Boo Boo
Uh
Boys are back, barring barometrically bursting balloons boisterously.
yeah.
Think about
Think
that.
about it. But yeah, so there's this like and like yeah, so there's this weird kind of thing where it's like, you know,
Well, I latched on to that when I watched this over a week ago, and I was thinking about like because that maybe like Mr. Electricidad was like representative of the man trying to keep us down, and that
yeah.
maybe this was like a movie metaphoric for the hippie movement. I was gonna look more into that, but after watching it again today, I don't necessarily think that that's the case. I think it's primarily about dreams and kind of what I was saying earlier about the parents and Sharkboy and Lava Girl and like that dualism there. I think is what the focus of this movie
Yeah.
is.
Well, another quote that these happens at the beginning, but they say always go forward, never back.
Yeah, the sharks say that.
Yeah. Um, which when I wrote it down, I had something to say about that, but now I don't.
I also wrote it down because I thought it might be important, but I don't know if it's really relevant to the rest of the film. Although
Yeah.
it could explain why Shark Boy is like so cynical, is because he's like, I just always got to move forward and I can't ever think about the
Yeah.
past.
Well, and I
I think
think
I'm
that
going to
there's
sneeze at some point, so I am preemptively apologizing.
well, and I think that there might be something that we could pull from this because, like, you know, dreams happen while you're dreaming, but then you wake up and you try to remember them, but you never can.
Well, that's the thing in the movie because
And
he's like, I
so,
can only ever remember half of my dreams.
well, yeah, and so maybe there's a correlation there, saying that like something there, how you can only ever try to remember dreams, but you never can. You know, maybe there's. I'm sure if I sort of thought about it more, I could, kind of extrapolate something there. But so, if you think about that, think about it. Shaggy Goose Egg Boys, let us know. And then the other one I wrote, which I think that this was after Max woke up or something. I don't remember, but I think Lava Girl says, "Open your eyes and dream."
Yeah, this is at the beginning, right? Or are you talking about at the end?
No, it's at the beginning because then his dad says, "Close your eyes."
And his mom says to close his eyes.
Is it his mom?
Yeah, because she's like, closed eyes, closed mouth, and then he runs into the door.
Oh yeah, yeah. So is it like a voiceover or off screen or what? What
What
is
is what off screen?
uh, open your eyes and dream?
No, she says that like a couple of scenes earlier. Like she
Oh, and
says that
then
to get him out of
later.
bed, and he walks downstairs, and the parents come in there, and the mom's like, "Close your eyes, get out of here."
Regardless, I thought that was interesting too. That like Lava Girl says, "Open your eyes and dream,"
Mm-hmm.
and then his mom says, "Close your eyes."
Yeah,
Just close your eyes, and that's it. Which I mean, obviously, he's the dayman or whatever.
the daydreamer.
Oh, sorry, dayman.
Which that's
Oh,
actually
finder of
where the Matrix
legend.
comes into play. So the Matrix, for those of you that haven't seen it, is the story
Oh, are you
of
about to talk about the like, uh, not really knowing which is the real world?
the chosen one, in which the character Neo is the chosen one.
No, he's not.
So I think in this movie, the Daydreamer is kind of like analogous to the one, or if you've seen the Lego movie, whatever that is
Everett,
called.
Chris Pratt's
No,
character.
Emmett is his name. But what's the
That's what I
role
meant.
is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And you don't remember that because I don't remember that.
And what?
The Lego movie.
Oh, what's the role? The master builder.
But no. Oh, it's the special. That's what it is. So like the Daydreamer is the special. And so like it's the same
Dude,
story
you
as
should
both of
not have
those.
said that because now I want to watch that movie.
Which one, The Matrix or the
The
Lego
Lego
movie?
movie.
Well, I'll talk about it again later because it's relevant. But so this came out after the Matrix, but before the Lego movie. And they both of those, all three of these movies share like this thing of separate worlds.
I remembered what my thing was, but sorry, continue.
So like in the Matrix, it's like the Matrix is the fake world, and the real world kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And so Neo has to go into the Matrix and like be all special and stuff, and stop the bad guys.
Right.
But what's interesting is in this movie, I think the opposite is kind of true. Because
That the fake world is real? That Planet Jewel is real? Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm not saying that it's real. Because no. So in the Matrix, there's two different worlds. The real world sucks, and
And then there's the Matrix.
yeah. So in
Planet Jewel?
in The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D, except it's not in 3D because we watched it on Netflix, but 3D is still in the title, so you have to say it. Because we're thinking three-dimensionally, that the real world is not necessarily bad, but now I'm confusing myself.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Like the dream world is the escape.
Oh,
So like
okay.
like for in the Matrix, the dream world. So like in this movie, Planet Jewel,
Okay,
the dream world is
I
the
got what you're
real
saying
world in
now.
the Matrix.
I got what you're saying now. Planet Jewel is what they gotta save.
Yes.
And then in the Matrix, it's the real world they gotta save.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Okay, I see what you're saying now. And what does this have to do with the deeper meaning? Or it just was that?
I don't remember.
Like you just forgot, or you didn't remember?
I just forgot because I my train of thought wrecked. It wrecked, and then like it went like the Polar Express when they're like sliding on the ice, except my train fell in the ice.
Well, hold on now. Let's think about this. Okay, so Neo isn't the one.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I've only seen the first movie, so yeah, he is.
Oh, well, Neo is not the one.
Yeah, he
For
is.
those of you who have seen Revelations and Reloaded, which both are a lot worse. But Neo is not the one. Basically, how they explain it is that the one does not exist, yet someone shows up to fill the imagined role. And I think that can work here too if we go back to your theory about Marissa creating the daydreamer.
Well, I definitely think Marissa is also a daydreamer because I wrote that down on my notes.
And she totally could be. But like you said, like if she hadn't have thought up Dream Boy, would Max be the daydreamer? And I think that's a very good question. And I'm not sure because in this dream, it's almost like I don't want to say shared universe, but that is the best way I can describe it. But it's kind of like this thing that everybody has access to, and then it's manipulated because there are things that like if this is Max's dream world, why does he not know absolutely everything about it?
Right.
And then you could make the argument, well, he doesn't know he's the daydreamer yet. But still, if it was his dream, then he would know that he's a daydreamer.
Right.
And so that also could be evident to your theory also about it being a Matrix world. Does that make sense?
What do you mean, a Matrix world?
Well, just like it's not his dream world. It is.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like it's shared by everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I concur.
I'm not sure what you were going to say about it with the Matrix, but that is kind of what I have gleaned from what you just said.
I don't know either.
But what I wrote down is, and I think kind of what we're saying, or what you had brought up is probably more accurate. But and this is probably more of like a hippy dippy like Hallmark meaning, but like you have the power. That's what like. You have the power.
Well, I think I can go along with that partially.
So okay, so it's not. It's more prevalent, but not more poignant. Let's go with that. My meaning.
As far as that goes, I do think there's this thing, a theme in this film of like belief and others believing in you, because first time this is kind of brought up is with Tobor. And the dad's like, "Hey, look what I found in my closet. It's Tobor." And then Max is like, "It won't
Is
work."
that your toe? Oh no, that's
No, my
my
toes are
bag.
under your bed. Uh, he's like, Tobor, and Max is like, it won't work. And Dad's like, yeah, it will. And Max is like, no, it won't. And he's like, how do you know that? And Max is like, because you told me. So it's kind of this thing of like in Grown Up, no, Step Brothers,
Step Brothers.
when Robert, I think that's his name,
I think so too.
Dale's dad's dad was like, stop being a fucking T Rex or whatever he said. And then he couldn't remember how to be a T Rex anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like the same thing there. But then this is also seen with the other characters, especially Lava Girl.
When she comes back as light.
Well, yes, but just like throughout the whole film, like she's like, I don't know what I am or what I
Well,
can
and
do.
honestly,
And
I
like
was
she's
thinking about
constantly
this.
like burning stuff up.
And not only is she burning stuff up, but she kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like as a superhero. And like Sharkboy, like gets it. When the electric dogs or whatever are like, he's like going
The
off.
Plug Hounds.
The Plug Hound. He's going off.
Which I was thinking, do you think they cast Taylor Lautner just because he can do sick flips?
Yes.
Because Sharkboy flips a lot in this movie.
This is going to be controversial, but that's like why they hired Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, because
As the new Spider-Man?
yeah. Because in his audition, he's like,
that was
"You want me to do a backflip?" And they're like, "Oh, okay." And he did a backflip, and they were all like, "Whoo!"
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, Mr. Stark," and then a backflip, and then they were like, "Oh, perfect." But yeah, no, yeah. Well, because hold on, let me
You get distracted thinking about backflips.
hold on, let me find my train of thought. Okay,
It's wrecked. You can't.
so you have the power. Yes, you have the power. Yes, you have the power. Yes,
Are we writing a
but
song now?
a lot of it, it's always seen in like words, kind of.
What do you mean?
So his dad's Max is like, it's not gonna work. His dad is like, yes, it will. And then Max is like, no, it won't. And then his dad's like, why do you say that? It's like, because you said it, and it doesn't work. And then in the dream, Max dreams it up, and he's like, it's gonna work. And then Tobor works. And then as for Lava Girl, you know, she, like I said, she sucks. Taylor Lautner's killing all these black hounds doing sick flips and stuff. And Lava Girl's like, lava, 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 and she turns into a goop.
Yep.
But then after she's turned into a volcano, Max is like, you are not a destroyer. You're a creator. You are light. And then she pops out and she's like, I am light. And then she's like, still doesn't really do a whole lot, but it's definitely better.
Yeah. So part of that, I think another theme of this movie, which goes along with that other theme that I said, is that self-doubt is humanity's greatest enemy.
Which goes along with Minus's quotes.
Yes, well, that's what I wrote down next to that. Fear exists in the one place you can never escape, your mind.
Your mind.
Which, yeah, Minus says, and
when I'm got my electric eels.
That's seen primarily again through Lava Girl throughout the film, but also through Max, like I just mentioned with Tobor, and when he's like, "Why can't I do all that cool stuff?" Then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I'm the dreamer," and then he just starts running around.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's through words. Like so, once you verbalize and actualize it, it's no longer a problem. Because it does exist in the mind, and so like if you say like what?
No, I just had an epiphany.
Oh, well, go ahead and say that. I'll pick up what I'm saying.
Okay, well, so wait, that's the point of this movie, because they say,
whoa,
they say,
I think I just,
some dreams are so powerful that they become real. Is like one of the last things that someone says in the film, and so like you were saying, self-actualization. If you believe it enough, then it will become true.
Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. Thomas,
right?
Because ruined my world.
Because like the Mr. Electricity Dad was like, it's right in front of me, or whatever. I can't believe this. And then Max said whatever he said. I didn't write that down.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say now
But
because that was so good. There you go. There you go. I don't even. I'm sure you understood what we're saying. I can't put it in a sentence. But yeah, that's what it is.
So I don't think we should go beyond that. I think that's good.
No.
No, I have questions to ask you.
Okay,
but as far as like discussing meaning.
Well, hold on. Let me finish what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I forgot what it was, but hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna think about it. Right now, I'm stalling That's not working, but I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say next to stall, but it's not working. So Thomas, can you stall, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Lalas for a bit because I don't really understand what they are, but I also feel like they
Oh
may have
crap! I
been
can't. I can't.
in
I
the
can't
Spy
think of
Kids
that. Maybe
movies.
I might pick it up again.
Do you feel like the Lalas were in the Spy Kids movies? Because I feel like they were in
I
another
think
one of
they
his
were.
films.
Oh, that might have been what I was going to say about. Well, the Lalas. Have you seen the new season of Big Mouth?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you care about spoilers?
Uh,
It's not a huge
I mean,
spoiler.
yes, but you can go.
Okay, so Big Mouth, great show, fantastic show.
I think I
Um,
mentioned on another episode at some point.
definitely go watch it. It's got Nick Kroll. I love Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, and a few other. Oh yeah, Ayo Ebadiri or
As
whatever
Missy.
as Missy. Yes. But in the new season, season 4, spoilers, kind of not really. There's a new character. What's the Depression Cat? Is it just called Depression Cat?
I don't know.
You
It's
know what I'm talking
purple.
about?
Yeah.
Well,
Looks
there's a
like
new
looks like Baby
character
the Cat from
called
Sonic.
the Anxiety Mosquito,
Oh,
which
okay, yeah. That's not
basically,
really a spoiler.
yeah, well, that's what I was, which basically just is in your ear, just talking crap all the time, like anxiety. And so Lala's, they kind of give me the same kind of vibe where they're there to just kind of distract you, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, because I don't really know what their purpose was in the film. Because like they show up early and then they show up to like make him all mad.
They do, and like, and that's a super interesting thing because they show up when he first gets there, right?
Roughly, yeah. Not exactly like as soon as they get there, but
Or is it
I
right
think
before
it's
they
right
meet
after.
Tobor?
I think it's right after. Yeah, right after they get thrown out of Mr. Electric's
Yeah.
dad's
So that's a
Mr. Electric.
that's a super interesting. Yeah, which I saw, and I was like, wait, why are they here? And then they come back. So yeah. Speaking of Mr. Electric, one reading I wonder if this reading exists is that like I don't know exactly how to define it, but the fear of like technology.
How? Why?
Well, just because all the enemies are
Oh
Plughouse,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Mr.
Right.
Electric, just that kind of thing.
Which I really like his megahertz line. I really like that line.
What's the other one?
Well, I mean, he has several.
Watts
Yeah,
up, Watts.
but yeah, he has several others throughout the film. But megahertz is my favorite.
Okay, let's solidify what our meaning is here.
You just gotta believe, man.
Yeah, but like
If
there's
you
it's
believe,
like
it will come true. But you have to believe. Maybe you need someone else to help you believe.
and like it's like manifesting your own dreams,
Right.
maybe.
Yes.
So rewind about
Because I was thinking when I started to watch it, I couldn't remember if Sharkboy and Lavagirl were actually real or if they were just dreams.
why I
But
see, and
then
that's
they left like the melted milk glass and like the cookies and the yard is singed and the mom's like, "What happened here?" So like they definitely do exist. So initially I was thinking that it's like a Polar Express type thing where the parents can't hear the bell ringing
yeah, yeah,
anymore
yeah.
because they're adults. But then at the end, Shark Boy and Lava Girl save his parents. So obviously they can interact, and then everyone sees Mr. Electric.
But do they? Because after that happens, um, Max goes on a little monologue and he says that they don't like that they visit him in his dreams, but not in real life.
Well, maybe it's because he doesn't need him anymore. But also, these questions could be answered in We Can Be Heroes, which is the new movie.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, but it's not a sequel, so
I mean, not directly, but the characters are in there. So
okay.
I'm very interested to see whether this
I
new movie
am.
is
I
in the
am.
real world or if it's in the
I'll have
dream
to
world.
watch it right before. I'll have to watch this movie right before that one. Which, I mean, we've already watched that movie, so yeah, it's interesting how they approached this, which we're not going to talk about because we're not talking about that movie, right, Thomas?
Yes. We're talking about the adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in,
In
3D,
3D,
but we
but
watched
we
it
watched
on Netflix, so
we
it's not
can
really 3D,
but it's in the
it's in the
title.
title, so we still have to say 3D.
3D. Hammurabi's 13th Law.
Yep. All right, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Are Shark Boy and Lava Girl naked?
I think so because
Because
this is see that's something I was curious about was because like Max and specifically Max described Lava Girl with skin like lava or whatever.
yeah,
but it's obviously a suit.
Yeah, and like her face is
And
not the same color.
yeah,
But I was thinking, because especially when she melts, I was like, well, her clothes didn't burn off. But then also like Shark Boy is gray,
well,
and
like
sharks are gray.
Violet's suit disappears with her.
Yeah, but that's because Mr. Edna made it.
Miss Edna
Mr.
mode.
Edna.
But then but we'll see. And then Max says when they're going for the crystal heart, Max says make sure to use your claws to Shark Boy.
Yeah.
But then like he puts the glove on.
Well, sharks don't have claws.
Right. So why
So
does he say make sure
so,
you use your
so that
claws?
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
And then he gives
Also,
it. And then he goes.
he only has the sharp teeth some of the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, on the bottom, and then on the top, there's one scene where he goes bonkers, and they're on the top too. But then, literally in the next shot, they're gone.
But that was like a digital effect, so that was obviously intentional. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
But then Max goes to get the crystal heart, and Shark Boy throws the glove to him.
Yeah.
So, and this is why I'm like, I don't know if this is a good movie or not, because I was thinking about this watching it. And I was like, so there's a very solid like plot here and like concepts here, but it kind of just falls
See, well,
flat on the effects.
here's the problem. I think. Well, I actually had something to say about the effects, but I forgot. I think like this is a movie designed by kids for kids.
What is a Rodriguez family production?
So obviously Robert Rodriguez is the heft behind it because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But his kids were heavily involved in the writing, I assume.
What if it's one of those things? It's like, oh, and he has claws and he has gills and then he can breathe underwater, but he develops the gills, so it's not when he's born, but he's also a shark, and the
Yeah.
sharks can talk. And
I think it was something like that. And then Robert Rodriguez was like, I think I could make this into a movie.
what's the? It's like the things where like I took my kids' drawings and made them real or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and it looks
It's like that.
scary.
Yeah.
Oh, but about the effects, I wrote down that the effects look pretty bad, but this works for the movie as it's supposed to be a dream
A
world.
dream. Yeah. True. A question. Okay, so something I want to say, or a question I have. Number one is why does Shark Boy have a rocket?
Because he dreamt it.
But did he? Because this goes back to what I was saying. Like, if Max is the dreamer, shouldn't he know about everything? And then, like,
Well, but he did. He said like that was the part I didn't dream was how to land.
yeah,
So
but
he did.
how
dream
did the
a
rocket get there?
Oh, he dreamed it.
Did he?
Yeah. No,
Well, so yeah. So how did the rocket get there?
he dreamed it.
Okay. Well, okay. I guess I get I. Okay.
Somebody dreamed it.
So this movie is a modern, never-ending story.
I've never seen Neverending Story. Oh, there's a swamp. I don't know what happens in the swamp, but I'm not going to say it.
Okay. All right. Well, I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
If you want to say something else,
I don't.
because I think
Except for the wrap up stuff.
I think that this movie is a part of the Inside Out cinematic universe.
Oh God.
I don't
Okay.
remember why I
Where
said
does
that.
Where does it fall?
I don't remember. But because of the train. So there's a
The
train.
train?
Yeah, the train. The thought train or
The
whatever.
train of thought.
Yeah, because there's a train in Inside Out also.
Is there?
I thought there was.
Your brain thought there was a train of thought in the movie Inside Out.
The train in India. I could have sworn there was.
I mean, I think I've only seen that movie once, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a train of thought in Inside Out that goes between the parks.
So, are we inside Max's brain,
Possibly.
but does everyone have a collective brain based on what we said earlier?
Ooh, interesting. Alls I know is that this is definitely in. So maybe it's like a grindhouse thing. This is Robert
Yeah, I was about
Rodriguez.
to say.
So it totally could be. For those of you who don't know, what is it?
Was this?
It's,
All right, hold on. Would this have been the first release, or did Chicken Little come out first?
it's Grindhouse and Death Proof.
All right, this came out the same year as Chicken Little. So this and Chicken Little established the Inside Out cinematic universe.
Okay. Okay, so no. Because Chicken Little is Inside Out, the prequel to Inside Out, right?
I have no idea.
And then what's the other one?
Grown Ups.
Grown Ups is the sequel.
I have no idea.
right?
I do not
Or
know.
or maybe they all exist laterally, like Pixar. Well, no, because Pixar it has. Okay, but this okay, so it definitely makes sense because Grindhouse. Okay, for those of you who don't know, there's Grindhouse, which is two movies. It's Death Proof and Planet Terror, which
One was
uh,
directed by Tarantino. One was directed by Robert
right, and
Rodriguez.
they are not sequels, but they exist in the same universe. Right? That's the
I haven't seen it.
okay. I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it is. And so I think that this,
Robert Rodriguez, we know you're listening. Tell us what's up.
yeah, are we right about this? Because we definitely are. I mean, there's no question about it. But
If you come on our podcast, we'll both let you legally change our names to something that starts with the letter R.
I will agree to that. I will agree to that. But yeah, so maybe this isn't a sequel or a prequel, but rather a lateral existence. So this movie just exists in the same universe.
Okay,
Because yeah, there's literally the train of thought,
I can get down with that.
and that's what it's called in inside in
You
this
know,
movie,
when we
right?
started this podcast, I did not think we were going to establish this like
I
boundary breaking cinematic universe.
I was ready for this. As soon as I saw the train of thought, I was like, "This is Inside Out,"
Okay,
and that's all I got.
did anybody blow up?
No, Mister. Okay, Mister Electric.
Oh, he like shatters.
He does. That's not what I was gonna say though. Is like has like electric like limbs. So why when he falls into water does he not like zap? You know?
Because it's a dream.
Is it though? Isn't that the question we're posing?
What?
What are you watching?
Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
You gonna watch the end?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he blows up or not.
Okay. Shark.
You can't. No, you can't watch it too.
I'm gonna do it faster than you.
Yeah, you are because I'm on beta. Oh, here we go. Thought I turned on the volume. We got to keep talking
Oh,
while we're doing this because this is a podcast. All right, everyone, pull up on your phone, except you, Sam. You're driving and to be done, so don't pull up your phone. Pull up on your phone and go to Netflix and search The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl. Except on Netflix, it doesn't say in 3D, but you know that it's really The Adventures of Sharkboy in 3D. But Netflix
Electric
is scared.
Foolish Shark Boy by jumping into water filled with oh no. Top 10 saddest anime death scenes.
Was it Mr. Electric?
Yeah.
Right, then yeah, click on that.
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa.
Okay, here it is.
Remember, there are no dumb ideas.
Maybe we can freeze his circuits.
That's the dumbest idea I've ever
I mean,
heard.
that's not a
We're
dumb
going to
idea,
Texas
though.
in August. Next idea, please. Anyone remind us?
Okay, let's see.
Just start paying
Turn it down.
attention in
Oh,
class.
sorry.
Oh, it's about to happen on my phone too.
Okay, he blows into chunks.
I think we can count that.
I do too.
It's not
That's
a
it.
fiery blow up,
You
but
know,
I would say he blows up. I think we can give it a 3.
What is this?
I think
What the
that's
heck
fair.
is it?
Oh no, now we're watching memes. Memes are dangerous.
No, I want to watch this.
No, not right now. Memes are
Okay,
dangerous.
okay. I will give it a 2.5 because it's not an explosion, but it is a blow up.
Well, I don't remember the rules for the scale, so we'll
I
say
said it last time we
2.75.
recorded.
because
I
that's
literally
in
went over
between
the-
both of us.
Okay. All right, 2.75.
All right, so we got
Out
another
of
guy that
5.
blew up. Thank God.
Again, extrapolate the when Thomas had the epiphany and then I did. Go back to there, listen to what we said, and that's what the meaning for this episode is.
Yes.
Guys, I understand it, but I can't articulate
Something about
it.
belief
Yeah.
and don't let your dreams be dreams.
Manifestation.
Oh wait, hold on. There's a line. There's a line.
Uh-oh, there's a line. Shout out Shia
When we
LaBeouf.
make our dreams a reality, our reality becomes a dream. I don't know if that's really related, but I really like that line.
Yes. If you dream, actually, 'cause I feel like most people dream. Oh, you know what? What's that thing where you can't see pictures? What
I
is it?
see shadows in my room.
What's the thing where you can't see pictures?
Narcolepsy.
No.
Yeah. Because if you're asleep,
Hold
you can't
this
see the
up.
pictures.
No.
Yeah, if you fall asleep on a picture, you can't see the
Is
picture.
the thing where
I think it's called blind.
can't think pictures.
You can't think
You
pictures?
can't think pictures. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You can't think pictures?
Yeah. Most people can readily conjure images in their head. Oh, aphantasia.
That's a Disney movie.
No.
Yeah,
No,
Mickey.
that's
Mickey's a
Anastasia
sorcerer.
or aphasia.
Anastasia is not a Disney movie, Mister.
Oh, it's the one where he's a wizard.
Yeah, the boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. I'm gonna stop before Disney kills us. They're gonna send a red hot nuke strike.
Yeah. So if you have aphantasia, let us know because that's a
You,
super.
I think you almost
interesting-
said if you have anthrax, and we do not want people to think we have anthrax.
If you
'Cause
have,
then the FBI is gonna be after us.
if you have aphantasia, let us know or let
Honestly,
me know.
the FBI probably
'cause
should be after us. We got too much knowledge.
We do, and we're spreading it. If you have aphantasia, let us know.
Or if you've seen the
Uh,
movie Fantasia, shout out to my
There
dad.
it
if
is.
he likes
Not
that
not
movie.
not aphantasia. My car's name's Anastasia.
Why?
I
Thought your car was like a Decepticon or
Well,
something.
okay. So, street mode is Anastasia. Decepticon mode is Whiplash.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
What is he?
Punish and enjoy.
Decepticons attack! Yeah. So if you do, let us know. If you don't, still let me know. Let me know if you don't, because it's super interesting the way
Also,
the mind works.
If you haven't done it yet, send us a picture of your mom and dad. 'Cause
Yes,
I want to know their meaning.
please.
We'll let
Sam,
you know what their dreams are and what the deeper meaning of your
Sam,
parents
I know
are.
you're listening. Matthew, I know you're listening. Jared, you sometimes listen, I think. Hayden, we know Hayden listens. Please send us a picture. Once we get the set going up, I'm going to put a picture of your parents on the set. And that's what the set decoration is going to be. So please do that. Send that over to pachinopodcast@gmail.com. And then tweet us if you have aphantasia or not over at Twitter @pachinopod. Please let us know.
Is that all we got for this episode?
And every time, you're wearing Crypto the Dog shirt. I love that show.
Me too.
Whenever you see us, if you want to talk about this movie, you have to say The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D, but we watch it on Netflix.
But what if they didn't watch it on Netflix?
Then you have to specify, but I didn't. Okay, so you know what we'll say, but if you want to talk to us about it, you have to say The Adventures of Sharkboy and Lavagirl in 3D, but I didn't watch it on Netflix, so it's still 3D. And I gotta say 3D because you didn't watch it in 3D, right?
Okay.
And then you end it with because it's Hammurabi's 13th law.
Yes.
Stout and sauerkraut.
All right, kids, remember to drink your pickle juice and stout and sauerkraut. Oh, I didn't say howdy roundabout.
Oh no! Rewind. Howdy roundabout.
Stout and sauerkraut.
Stout and sauerkraut. Howdy roundabout. Baba.